In recent years, effects pedals have been evolving into something more akin to synthesizer extensions rather than mere effects modules. Pedals like the Hologram Microcosm, Strymon Night Sky, and pretty much the entire roster from Chase Bliss Audio have redefined what an effects pedal is and what it can do. And I think the next stage of that evolution is this. The Polyend MES. What Polyend have done here is use their long-running experience with group boxes like the Play and the Tracker to create a powerful 4-part multi-effects pedal that allows you to sequence those effects independently for a truly unique workflow where experimentation meets precise control. In this video, I want to share what I think sets MES apart and show you a few of my musical explorations so far. For full transparency's sake, please know that Polyend did send me MES for review, but they're not sponsoring this video and have no input in what I say or don't say here. This video does have a sponsor, my good friends at Analog Cases, but more on them a bit later. If you're already subscribed, huge welcome back, my friend. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome to the Midlife Synthesis. Let's get started. So what is MES? In a nutshell, it is a multi-effects pedal with up to 4 simultaneous effects at a time. Each effect can be sequenced individually with up to 16 steps and varying time divisions. The sequencer steps act in a way that you might expect from the Polyend Play or an electron sequencer, where you can set probability, conditional triggers, or parameter locks with at least one lockable parameter per effect. The actual amount of individual available effects to choose from here is pretty massive. You have multiple types of reverbs, delays, pitch shifters, micro loopers, bit crushers, distortions, granular, and so on. I've been diving deep into this thing for a few weeks now, and I still feel I haven't explored it to the fullest. The good news is, the effects themselves actually sound really good without even touching the sequencers. I found some of the luscious reverbs and coolest glitch effects I've heard in a while in here. This next cinematic tune is just made up of a few well-placed reverbs and delays and a very simple sequence. I'll put up some text while I'm playing to tell you what's going on without interrupting the musical experience. The MES comes with a pretty extensive list of pre-made presets with multiple combinations of effects that have already been sequenced. So if you're more of a preset person, there's plenty here to have fun with. You can of course make your own patch from scratch, though with so many effects to choose from in here, scrolling through all of them can take up considerable time, and picking out just 4 of them from that list can become a bit daunting. Thankfully, Polyend have implemented an elegant solution to this very first world problem. If you hold down the macro knob here, it will randomly select 4 effects for you, so you can always have a solid starting point to experiment and create a new patch. to take a brief second here to thank today's video sponsor, Analog Cases.
Ever wonder how and where I store all of my gear on the channel when it's not on my desk? Well, I keep it all safely stacked and protected from dust and my toddlers with Analog Cases. Analog Cases makes custom cases for most popular synths and group boxes, as well as desktop stands, performance stands, and my favorite, the TrackPack Backpack, which can easily fit an Ableton Push 3 or an MPC Live 2, and was voted this year's most comfortable backpack to sleep in by Bruno, my ferret. Use my affiliate link in the description to get a discount on your next purchase.
Thank you, Analog Cases, for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the video. Another thing that I really have to commend Polyend for on this one is just how easy it is to navigate throughout the multiple options and menus of the MES. Effects pedals in general are not the best UI experience with handling multiple functions, so I think that adding a fully colored screen here was a lifesaver in terms of ease of use and general quality of life. You don't actually have to remember any button combos or weird sequence functions. This is a huge plus, because if MES had been too convoluted to operate, it wouldn't have been as enjoyable, especially when you get to the sequencer and routing bits. As far as routing goes, you can choose to run the 4 effects in series, dual parallel, or in parallel. The screen has a little icon here to let you know how you're currently set up, which is very useful. The sequences are referred to as tracks, and each effect has its own 16-step sequence. You can choose to make the sequence shorter than 16 steps, and you can also choose different time divisions for each track. Of course, you can use the effects without any of the sequencers, but then you'd be missing out on what makes the MES so special. Historically speaking, one of my major gripes with more experimental pedals has always been that even though they sound amazing and are really fun to play around with, lots of times they're very hard to actually use as part of an actual song. The highest praise I can give the MES is that for all its ability to do wacky and crazy, it is also profoundly musical. And I've actually begun lots of new songs by just inputting a very simple melody into MES and scrolling through the presets with the sequencer running. This next tune right here just started with a sustained note on the subsequent 37 and the sequencer running on a preset on the MES. Of this pedal are veterans of the groovebox and synth world, the effects and their parameters are of course all controllable via MIDI. You can also change presets with program changes, which is great since this thing comes packed with a ton of them. You can save, rename, and reposition your presets directly on the pedal from a list of up to 1,000 presets, but keep in mind that only the first 128 are accessible via MIDI. As far as any gripes I may have on this pedal, the only thing that I can really think of is the single stereo input, which I would have preferred to be 2 separate inputs, but that's pretty much it really. I struggled to find any negatives since I haven't run into bugs or glitches. It just works as intended, and I do have to commend Polyend for delivering such a polished device. I'm seriously impressed with just how good this thing sounds, how straightforward it is to operate, and how it can absolutely crush being both a bread and butter effect pedal for when you just need a great reverb or delay, as well as giving you that possibility of going absolutely batshit crazy with sequence micro loop, bit shifting, and glitch and granular chaos. It's really easy to recommend to anyone who's looking for a pedal, especially one that is both experimental yet highly musical, as well as just plain fun to use. Polyend really hit it out of the park with this one, and I can't wait to see what else they come up with in this new phase that they seem to have grown into as a company. Anyway, those are my opinions on the MES. I would love to know what you think about it, or what other pedals out there that you think I should check out. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.